games. So
All right. So next week we're gonna cover the second round and give our picks for those. But as of now, these are our picks. So hopefully they'll come true.
mhm. Who do you have going all the way though?
You don't want to. We don't want to say that.
We got to say that because they could think
Oh,
we switched up.
all right, fine. I All right, welcome back to the Peanut Gallery podcast, where we watch hockey so you don't have to. Except you definitely should, because this week was wild. We've got a legend hanging up his pads, a kid scoring his first pro goal roughly 72 hours after being a college student. The playoff bracket is already delivering chaos, and somehow a face-off circle became a history lesson. Buckle up, episode 29. Let's go! Hello, Mackenzie.
Hello.
It's so exciting. It's an exciting time now, Mackenzie.
It's the best
The
time of
hockey
year.
playoffs.
Yay.
And it's already started off with a bang. But we're not going to talk about that right now. We're going to talk about my second favorite Hughes, TJ Hughes, and his first pro goal. So a guy goes from Michigan captain to scoring his first pro goal in the span of days.
Yep.
What's up with that?
Well, he scored his
I mean, he's
first
definitely
pro.
following in his non-family footsteps. So,
Okay. Yeah. He scored his first pro goal last night. Very exciting. It was against the Calgary Flames AHL team
mhm.
with the Colorado Eagles. Um, It was assisted by his former Michigan teammate, Gavin Brindley. Gavin Brindley also scored last night. So the Michigan boys were very loud and very, very proud last night. It only took him two games, two pro games. He did it in the second pro game, which is so on brand for TJ Hughes. He went from an undrafted free agent to one of the best college hockey players, one of the top sought after free agents, Hobie Baker finalist. He really turned his entire career around in his last couple of years of college, and now here he is scoring pro goals. I would not be surprised if we saw him up with the Colorado Avalanche next season. It's very, very exciting. Very happy for him.
That's excellent. Yeah,
He
this guy is fixing up to be a powerhouse in NHL, and I'm really happy for him. He seems like a pretty cool kid, and he's gonna make history. Hopefully
I hope so.
he'll stay healthy and injury free. So we're gonna move on from a rookie to a veteran who hung up his skates for good, his pro skates. Jonathan Quick retired after what? How many? Like 14 years in the
Nine,
league,
19 years.
19 years in the league. He was definitely a one of the best goalies in the NHL, and in recent NHL. So Quick played his final NHL game April 14th against the Florida Panthers, making 14 saves in a 3-2 loss, Ranger loss. He's a three-time Cup winner, a Conn Smythe recipient, and will also certainly end up in the Hall of Fame. What you got to say about that?
Yeah, he's like the last goalie of the big Crosby, Ovechkin, Kovalchuk age. You know, you had Marty Brodeur, you had Carey Price, you had all of those goalies who Mark Andre Fleury, who retired last season. All of these big goalies. He's kind of the last one that's known for that very early 2000s 2010s era of hockey. So it was a shock. I wasn't expecting it, but I also like he doesn't play for my favorite team, so I haven't like kept up with Jonathan Quick like status, I guess. So I guess I could like I saw it coming, but it was a shock because I didn't like really realize that it was going to happen at the same time. So but yeah, he had great career, 829 games, 410 of those being regular season wins. That's almost 50% of his games that he played being wins. He had a 2.5 one goals allowed average, which is pretty good, and then a .910 save percentage. So he had a stellar career, and it's kind of like a goodbye to that era of hockey. Now we're entering a
Yeah.
new era of hockey where we have goaltenders like Brandon Bussey and like Connor Hellebuck, although Connor Hellebuck is one of the older goalies. So yeah, it was shocking, but at the same time, you know, three Stanley Cups, 50% of his games being wins, like he had a great career.
Yeah, he played 19 years in the NHL, 829 games, 410 wins, and only 65 losses, and .910 save percentage, like you said. Those are some astounding stats, and he's definitely going to be missed, I'm sure, by the Rangers, um,
Yeah.
but definitely missed in the NHL. He was a good goalie. Um, so let's move on to the playoff bracket updates.
Yes.
The first round is already rolling with Colorado hosting the Kings, Vegas welcoming Utah, and my sleeper pick, Kenzie, the Sabres, squaring off against the Boston Bruins, a game I'm definitely looking forward to watching. But now let's talk about the Saturday's matchups. Listen, the Dallas Stars looked at the game one of the playoffs and collectively decided it was optional. But Minnesota didn't feel the same way. Final score 6-1. I couldn't believe it, and it wasn't even that close.
No, it's very on brand for the Dallas Stars though to do that in round one, game one.
That's what you said, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they've done that for the last since the bubble playoffs. Last year they lost 5-1 against the Avs. Year before that it was 3-4 loss. Year before that again against Minnesota was a 2-3 loss. Year before that was a 0-1 loss. Always round one, game one. They can't seem to get it done, but they usually will come back and end up pulling through in the end. So I am not a lot of my friends were like, "Oh my gosh, I got to switch. Like, we're gonna go switch the bracket to Minnesota because the NHL has their brackets up until after the first round or first games." They were like, "We got to switch to Minnesota." I was like, "Guys, it's best of seven. Like, I would not put all your eggs in one basket just because Minnesota wiped the floor with Dallas yesterday. This is really, really on brand for them." So, and we're talking, these are the same guys who made it to the Western Conference Finals the last three seasons. So, yeah, I was not surprised to see that loss yesterday for sure.
But is it the same team as last few seasons? I mean, you think they're just as
Absolutely.
strong? Okay,
Absolutely. This was the second best team in the league. Minnesota and Dallas have been the top in the top three since December. Like we've been waiting for this matchup since Christmas. So, because nobody was going to take over at Colorado in points. So, no, yeah, the Dallas is 100% the same kind of caliber team that they have been before. Um, so I think, but Minnesota is also a really strong team. So the only reason that I have Dallas like winning over Minnesota is because of Dallas's playoff experience over Minnesota's in the last couple of years. So
excellent. Yeah, and then you had Pittsburgh Penguins and Philadelphia Phillies, the Flyers. I'm sorry, not Phillies, Flyers, which was actually a real hockey game. A tie 2-1 Flyers win. See Dallas, that's how you show up. Take notes. Um, so yeah, so are you excited? What do you think is going to happen?
yeah. So do you want to talk about our brackets?
Yes.
Do you have your bracket up?
Oh shoot, no, I don't. Hang on.
In case anybody was wondering, Colorado just took game one against the LA Kings with a 2-1 victory.
Oh, 2-1.
That was
Okay.
complicated little win, but they ended up pulling through. So let's see who scored that LA goal. Artemi Panarin, yeah, he had been looking for a goal the whole game.
All right. What you got?
So for the Avalanche versus the Kings, I have the Avs winning in five or six games. Obviously, the Kings barely made it into their wild card spot, whereas the Avalanche have been the number one team in the league all year. So I think the Avalanche take the Kings in the first round.
So you think the Kings are going to win a game?
I think they'll win at least one.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll go down without a fight, but
Yeah, I do too. You know what though, Kenzie? I was a little bit worried this today because there was no score in 2 periods. So and the Avs seemed to play a little lackluster, but they turn it up in second period and they end up scoring and then scoring the
Yeah.
third.
Well, both goalies made their playoff debuts today, and so they were both putting on a show. They had to prove themselves, you know. So I wasn't surprised that the scoring was low. The Avalanche do know how to score goals, but they're more of a defensive offensive team when it comes to just like forechecking and like making sure pucks on net. So I wasn't really surprised that there weren't any goals. Like, and obviously your teams they're going to come out. I mean, unless you're Dallas, as strong as possible in that first game to kind of set a precedent for the rest of the series. So. I think it'll be a more of a defined scoring as the games go on in this round.
Well, I also have Avalanche over Kings in the series. I I honestly don't know if the Kings are going to win a game. I think this might be a sweep, but
And you know what? I could see that
what
happening for
happens?
sure.
Yeah, I have the Stars over Wild. Although yesterday's game kind of made me a little worried, but then I talked to you and you kind of talked me off the ledge. So there you go.
I also have the Stars winning over the Wild, but I fully believe that that game is going to seven, or that round is going to 7 games.
What do you think? Okay.
Absolutely. The top two, three best teams in the league, very strong. They both won it real bad.
Yeah.
I think it's all going to come down to goaltending. Sometimes Jake Ottinger struggles in the playoffs, and obviously this is um, very fresh thing for Jesper Wallstedt. He made his first playoff start yesterday, so we're just gonna have to see. I think it's gonna come down to goaltending because both teams are very heavy scorers. Minnesota over Dallas for sure, but at the end of the day, I think with Dallas's playoff experience, they're gonna end up winning in 7 games. I will be happy to be wrong though. I am pulling for the Wild. I do like the Stars, but at the end of the day, would love to see Minnesota / Quinn Hughes do really well. So I will be
I
happy to
think
be
so.
wrong, even though my playoffs will be busted or not my playoffs. My bracket will be busted, but I have the Stars winning at 7.
Yeah. I think so too. I think it's going to be much closer than people think, and I think that it's going to go down to 7 games. Um, all right, and then the Golden Knights over Mammoth.
I have the
I
Knights.
you know what? I honestly don't know anything about Mammoth, so I don't know how this is going to shape up. But I'm I'm kind of deferring to your expertise. Tell me.
I have the Knights. I have the Knights beating the Mammoth. I think that could go to 6 games, potentially. I don't think it'll go to 7. The Utah Mammoth have had a good season, but not a playoff caliber season. And I just don't think their goaltending is where it needs to be. Um, Whereas the Golden Knights, again, it all comes down to playoff experience. They are a strong playoff team, or they have been in the recent past. So we're just going to have to see. I don't have any scenario in which the Mammoth beat the Golden Knights, though. So I do think the Knights will end up taking this. Whether it goes to 6 or 7 games, I don't know. It could be in a 5 game. They haven't played yet, but they play tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern time. But at the end of the day, I think with the Golden Knights playoff experience and the Mammoth being so new and young, I think that it will be Knights winning to this series.
And then finally, we have in the first round we have Oilers and the Ducks, and I unfortunately think the Oilers are going to take the Ducks down in the series.
For the Western Conference, finally, we have the Oilers and the
Yes,
Ducks.
yes,
Unfortunately,
that's
I agree with you. Um, it hurts, but at the end of the day, as stellar of a season the Ducks have had, the Oilers always find a way. And I hate that, but it is what it is. So I don't know how many games this is going to go to. I put 6 on my bracket, but it could very well be a sweep. It could go all the way to 7. I don't know. But the Oilers, every single time I think they're going to lose, they end up winning in 5 or 6 games. So I'm like, okay, great. You're okay, whatever. So
yeah. I don't think the Ducks have the experience that the Oilers have, like you said, and you're right. Oilers
yeah,
always find some way to win unless they're playing the Panthers.
whether it's ethical or not, they have a way.
Yes, exactly.
Uh,
All right, let's go to the right side. The Eastern Conference. Let's go to Bruins and the Sabres. I have the Bruins. I have the Sabres winning to the
oh,
Bruins, but I know that's kind of a pipe dream, but we'll see what happens.
I don't know, man. I also have the Sabres over the Bruins. I think the series will go to 7 games. But listen, I have absolutely no idea why I have so much confidence in Buffalo, considering they have no playoff experience outside of Bowen Byram. But and he was so young. He was so young when he won the cup. But I feel it. I feel like Buffalo, they want it. They have something to prove. This is their first time touching the playoffs in 15 years. Like, yes, the Bruins are like they have playoff experience, but they also didn't have a super stellar season. So I think if the Buffalo Sabres are going to be able to do it, I think it is against the Bruins. I don't think they're going to go down without a fight, the Bruins. I don't think they're going to. But at the end of the day, I have the utmost of confidence in Buffalo. I think that Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen and Alex Lyon, their two goalies, are ready to go. And I think those boys want it bad. And I think the Saberhood wants it bad. KeyBank Center is going to be rocking tonight. 7:30. I wish I was there. I wish I was there. I know Josh Allen is going to be there, fresh baby at home, but all he wants is a playoff game in Key Bank. So,
You don't think he would take his baby there? He's gonna have a
the baby
suite,
is
right?
too, I think the baby is too fresh to go to a playoff game, especially a playoff game where all the fans are going to be drunk off their butts. The thing that sold
Let me
out, the
tell you
thing that
something. Let
sold
me tell you
out.
something. Josh Allen is royalty. He is not going to be amongst the fans. He's going to be in his
Oh,
suite
I could see him in the
with his
first row on the
family,
ice.
friends.
I could see if he brings Haley, I could see Haley and the baby being in the family room.
Right.
But Josh Allen's going to be on the ice. He's going
You
to be
think?
on the absolutely. Oh my gosh.
All right. All right.
Just like Drake May when he goes to Bruins games. Who knows? Drake May might be there too. Drake May might have made the drive down there. And then Drake and Josh are in the same room once again.
All right. The other game is Lightning against the Habs. I honestly have the Lightning taking this one, and I think it's going to be close game. I don't think Lightning have it as much as they have in the past. So I think this may go to the 7.
I think that the Bolts are going to win in 6. This is another scenario in which I'd be happy to be wrong. I love Montreal and I hope that they do well, and I don't think they're going to go down without a fight, but ultimately, given Tampa Bay's playoff experience and how young Montreal is, I think that Tampa Bay is going to end up winning. Also, it's the goaltending situation. The Montreal Canadiens goalies are rookies. They're so fresh, so young. And then on the other side, you have Andrei Vasilevsky, who has all the experience in the world.
Yeah,
So I think Tampa Bay is very excited not to have to face Florida in the first round. I think Tampa Bay is very excited for a fresh start. I think I agree with you. I don't think they have the same grit and the same like power that they've had in recent years, but I do think at the end of the day they're going to end up taking it in 6 games.
excellent. And then we have the Canes against the Senators. I don't think this is going to be even close. I think the Canes are going to take it. Huh?
I don't think so
I
either.
don't think the Canes. I think Canes are going to take it in a straight set. I mean, straight set, straight games, and it's going to be a sweep. And yeah, I don't think the Senators have the oomph to make it through even 6 games or 5 games. So I think it's going to be lopsided.
I think Ottawa
Now,
outside of
honestly, I kind of thought the Canes were going to score a little bit more last night, but two goals.
I mean they were I really do think they have a ton of confidence in this series. I don't think they were not scoring on purpose. I really think they were just like doing just enough to get by with knowing that it was going to be they can't let their cockiness take over, but I do think that the game yesterday wasn't them purposely playing poorly. I think it was them saving their energy and just doing enough to win because they didn't let any opportunities happen. Like there was one Ottawa goal that got called off. It was a really controversial play, a call. I personally think that after watching replays, it did not cross the line, but that is up to viewer discretion. Ultimately, the goal was called off, but I think Carolina did just enough yesterday to keep the momentum in the game. I have Carolina sweeping. I'm so sorry. I think Ottawa was the only team besides the Oilers that I was disappointed. I felt disappointed when I saw that they clinched because I didn't think they had a good enough season to make it over other teams in their respective conferences. Um, so it just goes to show like how weighted different point systems are, like how many loser points you get, even though you have barely any wins, but a ton of loser points, you make it in over a team who had a bunch of wins and barely any loser points. But besides Edmonton, Ottawa is the only team that I was like disappointed because I don't like Ottawa. I think they're just a very meh team, and I don't think they have what it takes to beat the Canes. If they do win a game, it's because the Canes had an off day. I think this is an easy 4 game sweep for the Canes, and they can get prepared to play whoever they play next in round two.
I think so too. You're right. Um, and then last but not least, the Penguins over Flyers, and I had the Penguins over Flyers, but honestly, they kind of shocked me last night by losing. Although it was only 2-1 loss, but still, I
Three to
thought
two.
The Pens were gonna come out and give it a little bit more effort.
I agree. I have the Penguins winning. I said
But
originally it's 6 games, but after
last night, yeah,
after Philadelphia's game last night, I honestly think this could go to 7. I do think Philadelphia is going to lose steam. It's just kind of their MO, especially this last season. They would have really, really good streaks and they would fall off, and then they would have a little good streak and then they would fall off. I
yeah.
think they might lose steam. So I still have Pittsburgh winning. I'm still confident in that choice. This is another situation where I would be happy to be wrong though, because I do really, really like Philadelphia and they have so many new faces. I'm so sorry. They have so many new faces, like 4 or 5 different players that just came up last week and have already made such a huge impact on this team. Alex Bump, Porter Martone, Denver Barkey, and Oliver Bonk, 4 specific people that come to mind who literally just started the season in January or last week or whatever and have made such a huge impact. I would love to see them be able to have a successful run. I would love to see them put up a fight. So honestly, this could go either way, but I do think Philadelphia might lose steam and we will have the Penguins winning. But after last night, I think this will be a hard fought series for both teams and it will go to 7 games. So
All right. So next week we're gonna cover the second round and give our picks for those. But as of now, these are our picks. So hopefully they'll come true.
mhm.
You have anything else to add to
who,
that?
who do you have going all the way though?
You don't want to. We don't want to say that.
We got to say that because they could think
Oh,
we switched up.
all right, fine. um, I have the Avs winning the whole thing.
Guys, I have Buffalo winning the whole thing. And my reasoning every week when we go over the first, second,
I'm sorry.
third. Like
I'm sorry. I changed my mind. Not. I'm sorry. Not the Avs. I'm sorry. The Canes. I have the
oh
Canes
yes,
winning.
okay. So
Yeah.
you have Avs Canes final.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Um, I have a Buffalo Dallas final, which doesn't feel right to me, but I couldn't in good conscience put the Oilers back in the final, even though
Yes.
I told myself I wasn't going to be biased in this bracket, but I couldn't put that into the universe, so I chose Dallas. Um, but I have Buffalo winning it all, and my reasoning will come to light as we go over the respective rounds in the coming weeks. I already explained my reasoning for round one, but I just have a feeling. So. And I could totally be wrong. There's like a 50% chance of that. That's right now. They haven't played yet, so we haven't seen. We haven't
Yeah.
seen. But
All right. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Let's switch lines. Let's go to Nico Hischier,
yes.
number 24. Is that right?
No.
What's his number?
13.
No, who's 24?
I don't know who's 24.
Of the. Oh, I don't know. Okay. Anyway.
Who is
So,
24?
all right. Let's switch lines and go to Nico Hischier and his faceoff wins. Hischier finished the season with 1,008 faceoff wins. That's outstanding. And the only player in the NHL to reach 1,000 this year.
Yes.
Crazy.
The second closest person was Jordan Staal, and he had 839. So Nico he
Wow.
was leading by a lot.
Wow. All right. What you got to say about that?
Well, first, I'd like to say to everybody on Twitter who's hating on my captain and telling them to trade him in the offseason, I don't know why you're saying that. And if you're saying that, you don't watch hockey. You're just going based off of hater bias because he led the team or he led the league with 1,008 faceoff wins, over 100 more than the next closest person. This horrible season was not on him. You know what else he led the Devils in? Goals. Okay? He is a fantastic player and a good leader, and it would be a shame if we let him go. So I would like to keep that in mind to the new GM and to all the haters. But like we said, he comfortably led the NHL in faceoff wins. He took 296 more faceoffs than any other player in the league this season. It was clearly for a good reason because he was successful. He set a new franchise record. He beat himself previously at 987. So yeah, it was big. Um, I mean, it wasn't like the biggest accomplishment ever, but for a team that had a really crappy season, it's nice to have a player who clearly put in their effort, put in their all season, even though people don't seem to think the same thing. But not only do I say it, the statistics say it. So anyway, very good for him, very good for New Jersey. As long as he keeps it up, one of these days New Jersey will make it back into the playoffs. I believe it. Maybe next year. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe, absolutely. Do they have anybody that will catapult them to playoffs next year?
Do they have anybody to catapult them into playoffs?
Yes, because nobody
Yeah.
obviously did this year
A
at
healthy
the recent
Jack
playoffs.
Hughes. Maybe don't go to any steak restaurants and cut yourself with a knife this time. I don't
Or
know.
was he the one that also tripped and hurt his shoulder, or was it his brother?
No, he did do that. That was
Okay,
in 2024 though. And
okay.
yes, Luke was also he had off-season surgery on his shoulder too. But no, a healthy Jack Hughes is going to be huge. Like one of the biggest things about Jack, and I don't think this is a reason to trade him, but it's a flaw which he can't control. But he has not played a full 82 games ever. He is always getting hurt in some capacity, and the Devils, they don't know how to play without him. And so they'll fall off. He got injured in the beginning of November, a month before I was supposed to go out there. So November 14th, very shortly after their eight game win streak, and they did not ever come back. And then Jack went to the Olympics. He came back from the Olympics, and then the Devils all of a sudden went on a run. Like I fully believe that no matter what people want to say, Jack Hughes is a huge component to that team, and if he stays healthy, they have a good team. Period. End of discussion. So a healthy Jack Hughes is the catapult that they need, and that's just it is what it is. So
All right. Um, so congratulations to Nico Hischier. That's an outstanding feat for 1008 faceoff. Which that's not faceoff. Faceoffs were not easy,
no, they're not.
and to have it done 8,008 in one season, that's fantastic. Kenzie, this next story is one of my favorites. So the St. Louis Blues
Yes.
ASL broadcast, right? The Blues became the first NHL team to broadcast a regional game in ASL, American Sign Language, on April 14th, with deaf commentators delivering live play-by-play via the ESPN app. Tell us more about this one.
This is really exciting. So, the one of the St. Louis Blues forwards, Jake Neighbors, he has been a very active advocate of American Sign Language broadcasting for. He really he pushes for it. He's probably the reason that this happened, and the reason because of that is his one of his really good friends, Ozzy Weisblatt, who plays for the Nashville Predators organization. His mother is deaf, and she brought up five children, three of which played pro hockey. And so obviously all the Y spots play or speak ASL. They have always been very open about that, very open about their story, whatever. But Jake Neighbors is a really good friend of the Wise Blats, and he learned ASL for that family and has been a huge advocate of having more people learn it. He that's what he sponsors, it's his charity, all that kind of stuff. But the Weisbot family, they have been through so much this year. Their son, Orca, he played for the Athens Rock Lobsters. He was my favorite player. He passed away back in August in a car accident. It was very, very sad. Both Oasis and Ozzy, two of his brothers, they play for the Milwaukee Admirals. I think Ozzy's actually was up with the Nashville Predators when their season ended, but they have been so strong, like have been through so much. Ozzy was nominated for the Masterson Trophy, which is like the, resilient player, whatever. And so I think Jake doing this was huge, not only for that family, but also for the deaf community in general and everybody who wants to be able to watch hockey. It really it's hockey is for everyone, and that's
Mm,
this is helping
exactly.
to allow everybody to be able to watch it. So I think it should be more common. And I think what Jake Neighbors did and what the St. Louis Blues did, it's very admirable. I love it. And shout out to the Weisblatt family. They are awesome. Orca was such a nice person. I met him twice, in very funny circumstances, actually. But he was like such a good person, such a kind person. Ozzy and Oasis, I've never met them, but they seem like such good people. They have two other siblings, so just a great family, a great cause, a great thing to do. Very admirable. I think that this should be more widely done across all the leagues,
Absolutely,
not just the
absolutely.
NHL.
So let's listen. The NHL gets criticized for a lot of things, sometimes fairly for being slow to evolve and slow to grow the game. But this is a feel good story, and I think the NHL got it right. And as you said, I think they should expand it more. Um, this is hockey for everyone. Actually, means something. Jake Neighbors, man, remember that name because
Great
not just on
dude.
the ice, but for what he does off of it, because that's the kind of story that reminds you why sports actually matter for sure. And by the way, Jake Neighbors, no relations to late Jim Neighbors, aka Gomer Piles. Gomer Pyle. You're too young to know that name, but anyway. So finally, let's talk about Tyler Duke.
Tyler Duke.
Speaking of Michigan connections, doing good things in the hockey world, um, let's stay in the universe for just a second because another Wolverine just officially punched his pro ticket. Tyler Duke signed on the dotted line, and we've got the details. Let's get into it. What's up?
So exciting. A couple episodes ago, we talked about all
Yep.
the free agents from Michigan. I mentioned Tyler Duke, TJ Hughes. Tyler Duke signed a contract with the Penguins AHL team starting in the 26-27 season. So we won't see him in the playoffs this season because the AHL Penguins, that's like what they're called, made it to the playoffs as well. But we won't see him this season, but we will see him next season. His former Michigan teammate, Rucker McGrody, plays with the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins. Oh my gosh, it's such a mouthful of a name.
Wilkes,
And his
Wilkes-Barre Scranton
Scranton Penguins.
Penguins.
Yes, it's a mouthful.
Okay.
WBS, that's what they say. WBS Penguins.
Oh,
And his older brother Dylan plays for the Syracuse Crunch. So we will have a Duke Bowl coming soon. I'm so excited. It's gonna be weird seeing them play against each other, but for Tyler's freshman year and Dylan's sophomore year, Tyler played at Ohio State and Dylan played at Michigan. So we have seen them play against each other before. But I'm very excited. I wanted him to sign with the Tampa Bay Lightning, but that's only because I wanted them to play on the same team. I'm very pleased that he signed a contract at all. I hope he does really, really well. And now I'm waiting on Luca Fantilli because Keaton Draper, he wasn't a free agent, but he signed his contract with the Grand Rapid Griffin, so he's officially pro. So I am waiting on Luca Fantilli, and I need the new Devils GM Sonny or the Columbus Blue Jackets GM to get on the phone because I want that. I want it bad. So. Or even the Montreal Canadiens. He can go play with Marcus Stappa up in Trostevere. So anyway, very happy for Tyler Duke. I hope he does so well, and I can't wait to see the Duke brothers play together, sort of again.
yeah, and I'm sure his brother Dylan's very proud of him. So Dylan played for the Wolverines, Michigan.
Yeah, yeah,
Tyler started with Ohio State
yeah.
and then transferred to Michigan.
Yeah, to play with his big brother. And then Big Brother left after hit Tyler's first season. And it made me so upset. Morgan
Oh,
and I, after that loss, again in the semifinals, because that's Michigan's brand, were so sad because Tyler and Dylan were hugging each other and they were crying. And we looked at each other and we're like, they know something we don't know. And then 2 days later, Dylan was like, psych, I'm not coming back for my junior season. I'm staying and signing. And we were like,
you
what is
bastard!
wrong with you? Like, why would you do this?
Oh man, that stinks. But I'm happy for Tyler Duke. I hope he makes it as a Wilkes Barre Scranton Penguins player, and we'll soon see him in NHL in the big
Yep, and
leagues.
that's one more person for Dylan to add to his list of people to fight. So,
That's gonna be
Duke Brother
interesting.
Brawl.
That's gonna be a good watch.
Yeah, I'm very
But
excited.
listen, the Hughes brothers haven't fought yet, so
No, but Dylan's fighting all of his teammates. He's
Yeah.
making it a goal to fight all of his teammates. No,
Um,
the only brothers in the league that scrap are the Chuck brothers,
yes,
obviously.
they are. Yeah. Love those brothers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Chuck brothers, congratulations, Matthew. It's controversial for me to be saying this, but I don't care. Matthew and his fiance welcomed a daughter, baby Millie, last week. So,
Why is it
congratulations.
controversial?
Because everybody hates the Chucks and I don't. So,
Oh, get out of here.
sorry,
It's
guys. I'm
awesome.
not a hater of anybody,
Ducks are awesome.
but
Good for you.
congratulations
Good
to
for you.
them and their baby daughter,
Good for you. That's awesome. Congratulations to uh, Brady,
Matthew.
Matthew.
Brady already has a son. His name is Ryder.
Ryder. That's a cool
Fun
name.
fact about Ryder, he was born
Oh,
on Brady's birthday.
oh, really?
So they share a birthday. Yeah.
That sucks for a Ryder, man. He's got to share his birthday with his dad.
But his dad is one of the least popular people ever. So if anything, Ryder is going to be like praised on his birthday.
All right. That's it for the show. Do you have anything else to add? That's all the topics I have.
Oh, you said the playoffs started out with a bang. They did. Speaking of Brady Kachuk, he and Captain Jordan Stahl dropped the putt or dropped the gloves at the
Gloves.
opening face-off yesterday. First game of the playoffs, first puck drop of the playoffs, fight already. So yes, it did start out with a bang. Already had a fight. I didn't imagine this being a scrappy series. I don't know why, but I felt like the Carolina Hurricanes were just going to be pretty focused on doing the best they could. But yeah, started out with a bang, aka Brady throwing down the gloves. So,
You can always count on one of the Chuck brothers to throw down gloves for
yep,
sure. That's awesome. All right, Kins, that's a wrap for episode 29 of the Peanut Gallery podcast. We went from a Hall of Famer taking his final bow to a 24-year-old figuring out that pro hockey is, in fact, faster than college. Jonathan Quick, it's been a privilege. TJ Hughes, the journey starts now. Playoffs are officially on, which means we'll be back next week with more opinions, more picks, and more bad predictions, and of course, zero regrets. As always, if you enjoyed the show, tell a friend. If you didn't enjoy the show, tell an enemy. Either way, somebody's listening. See you all and watching. See you all next week. Kinsey, you're awesome. Your vast knowledge always just makes me so happy. I hope you feel better.
oh yeah, still sick. I said that last Sunday that my throat was hurting. It escalated, guys. It did. So hopefully we're on the mend though.
Sorry. And I will see you when?
Next Sunday on
Next
Zoom.
Sunday. That's right. Next Sunday. Oh, no. No. Because we'll
You're
be
gonna
in
be in Williamsburg.
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 Yes.
Okay, when are you coming back?
We're not coming back until late Tuesday night,
When are you leaving?
Saturday morning. I know.
So I guess we're having a wait a second.
What?
Hold on. All right, that's fine. I guess we're having a very late.
No, I'm taking my computer, so I'll see if we can make it make it work,
We'll
um,
either film next Sunday
or
or
like
next
Monday or something.
Wednesday.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I'll let you know. We'll work it by ear.
Okie dokie.
You're awesome. See you,
Peace
baby.
out.
Peace out.